to everyone watching this video. My name is Toto and I am joined by Anna.
Hi.
Mira.
Hello.
Julie.
Hello.
Kate.
Hello.
And Samaya.
Hi.
So, we are members of the Students' Climate Action Network, mainly known as SCAN for short. And we are doing this video to give all of you watching an introduction into who we are and what we do, and how and why we would love you to get involved. In this video, we have tried to cover all aspects of SCAN and any questions that usually come up about the network. But if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to post them in the comments below or DM us and we will be happy to answer them. So let's get started. So what is the Youth Climate Action Movement in general? If you are very, very new to the movement and you have no idea what it is about, we hope we can give you a simple explanation of what's happened so far worldwide and how and why the movement started. The Youth Climate Movement was initiated by Greta Thunberg in August 2018 when she started striking outside the Swedish Parliament. Striking is a form of civil disobedience, which is the refusal to obey a certain law or order by the government. In this case, she was breaking the rule of having to go to school. Greta's striking set off an international organisation called Fridays for Future, which has hundreds of branches all over the world. Fridays for Future groups and other youth climate action groups, such as UK Schools Climate Network in the UK and SCAN in Ireland, coordinate mass protests on the days of action. So Samaya is going to give us an introduction into what are the overall goals of the movement. Samaya, take us away.
So we want climate action and climate justice, and the two are very different. Climate action means preventing the climate breakdown and the collapse of ecosystems. Climate justice relates to all forms of justice, ensuring racial justice, gender equality, wage equality, etc. You can't really have true climate action without climate justice, which is solving the many inequalities in society. SCAN as a group demands change from the government. We feel even though individuals hold a small amount of power, it is important to realize that the issue is systemic and change must come from the top and work its way down to the bottom. In laws, in the way Ireland is run, the well-known fact is that it sums up 100 corporations in the world account for 71% of the global emissions. Imagine what progress we'd make if the government made all these corporations shut down and repay for their polluting of the planet. We demand changes such as the banning of importation of fracked gas and the implementation of primary and secondary level education in climate justice. Different groups in Ireland and around the world have different demands and goals. Overall, we have one aim. We want future generations to be able to grow up in a world where their lives aren't impacted by climate change. We will continue to fight for climate justice in Ireland and around the world until it's achieved.
Anna is going to tell us about what are the main groups who organise larger strikes in Ireland.
Well, in Dublin and Cork, Fridays for Future Ireland and SCAN members work together to coordinate these strikes on major days of action. In smaller towns across the country, it is usually regional Fridays for Future groups who organise the strikes.
And Anna, what are some of the key events that have happened so far?
It's hard to say what the key events have been because a whole lot has happened in the last 2 years. We started out wanting to raise awareness among young people in Ireland and ignite a demand for action. We couldn't have believed what was going to happen as a result, but here are a few highlights which stand out. We've had 4 major strikes, beginning with the first global strike on March 15th. That drew 25,000 people to the streets in Ireland. Since then, there have been 3 more global strikes, May 24th, September 20th, and our latest on November 29th. The Youth Assembly was held in collaboration with RTE and Dáil Éireann in November 2019. 157 young people went to our government building and set forward a list of 10 proposals. A number of SCAN members took part in the youth assembly. We feel we've raised awareness and really ignited action in young people in Ireland. Opinions have changed, especially in politicians. Although we may not see it in their actions, we do think that they think about climate action. The political will still isn't there though, so we've got to keep fighting.
Brilliant. So by now you may be wondering you may be wanting a more definitive answer of what SCAN actually is. So Kate is going to tell us a little bit more about that.
Officially, we are a network of students supported by teachers in Ireland, campaigning for radical and systemic climate action from the government, calling for urgent action to prevent climate breakdown and ensure a just and sustainable future. Not officially, we are some students from around the country who are demanding climate justice. We organise strikes with Fridays for Future, run meetings and events nationally and regionally, overall trying to persuade the government that we need climate justice now.
So SCAN is a fairly recent organisation. So Mira is going to tell us about the origins of the group and really when, how and why SCAN was set up.
So SCAN was set up in early 2019 when teachers in Cork Educate Together and North Wicklow Educate Together started to build the network by making a mailing list. They wanted to help start the movement, which had already started in other countries after Greta Thunberg showed how striking from school can be so impactful. We held our first national meeting on the 6th of March, when we came up with 6 key demands for the Irish government and presented them to politicians in the Dáil. Then, after the first global strike on the 15th of March, things started to take off.
So, being in an organisation and in a network like SCAN, we run our network on a series of principles, and Samaya is going to tell us a little bit more about them.
So, first of all, we use democratic decision making. We want to reach decisions democratically between us. So we use consensus decision making to try and maximize the participation and come to an agreement on of decisions of everyone in our network. Equality. We all work together as equals and we try to make sure that each person has an equal say in decision making. Participation and skill sharing. Tasks are shared and rotated between us to ensure that no one is left behind and everyone contributes. Youth-led. We use student activism to learn and to work towards an ideal of all our network activities being organised and run by students.
Because SCAN is a national organisation and network, we collaborate and we function in various different ways. So Kate is going to tell us more about that.
We communicate on Slack, an online platform similar to Discord, where we coordinate nationally. There are smaller groups in Dublin and Cork which hold meetings. Usually, these meetings are for planning regional strikes and other events. We hold national meetings to bring all our members together to make large decisions relating to the network. The last one we had was on the 7th of February. Currently, we hold online meetings on Cisco WebEx with SCAN members from across the country. We try not to have a hierarchy in SCAN. We believe in decentralized organizing where every person holds the same amount of power and has an equal say. As Samaya said, we try to rotate roles and jobs in order to ensure that everyone can contribute in whatever way they can. We would like to connect with students striking in Northern Ireland and become an all-Ireland network.
Because SCAN is a nationwide organisation, we often have a lot of decisions to make. So we want them to be as fair as possible. So Mira is going to tell us about a special form of decision making that we use in SCAN.
So SCAN believes in the use of consensus decision making. So consensus is a way of ensuring that all members of a meeting are happy with or can live with a proposed outcome. The consensus decision-making process usually involves a proposal, which is a specific idea of an action that the group should take. And then there's the discussion of the proposal, and then the test for consensus, where participants can use hand signals to show how they feel about the proposal. We try to use this method wherever possible, whether it's on video call meetings, on Slack, or in person.
Although we are a youth-led organisation, we do have the help of adults in SCAN to help us with certain decisions and organising certain events. So Kate is going to tell us a little bit more about the role of adults in SCAN.
This might sound sort of manipulative, but we use adults strategically. Adults offer support and past experience. Teachers, for example, are a way into schools with students, communities of hundreds of young people. Using schools is very useful, we think, for getting more people involved in our movement. We think that it isn't always easy to get involved with climate action without a supportive parent, and we think adults and teachers can offer support in a way into our work.
So Julie is going to tell us what SCAN members have been discussing in online meetings so far.
Well, every week, SCAN members try to organise an online meeting on Cisco WebEx. In these meetings, we can discuss and decide plans for the future. The online meetings have been very helpful during this pandemic as we can continue with our many projects while staying in the safety of our own homes. One of these projects are the strike video that we made on the 24th of April. A large strike was supposed to take place on this day, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we couldn't take it to the streets, so we took it online instead. You can watch our strike video on the Twitter account, which is @ScanIreland. In our meetings, we also discuss what news to put on our newsletter, which go out to anyone who has signed up to them on our website. These newsletters keep everyone updated and help to keep us all connected in such difficult times. The online meetings have been a great way to stay connected and to keep working hard for our goals, for the change that is crucial.
So the big question, how can you get involved with SCAN? Mira is going to tell you how.
So if you're a student who would like to join our SCAN meetings online, you can get involved by filling out the membership form. You can join our Slack server after that, and then we'll send you the link to join our meetings, which usually happen weekly on Cisco WebEx. If you'd like to receive updates from us, to see what we're doing and to find out how you can join in, follow us on our social media platforms and sign up to our newsletters. You don't have to live in a certain area to attend our meetings, nor do you have to have had any past experience with the movement. We hope that you can get involved in whatever way you prefer. For example, if you know a bit about website building, you could help out with managing our website.
Now, Samaya is going to give you one last push to get involved with why you should get involved in the Youth Climate Action movement.
We would love for you to get involved to see how amazing it is to make a difference, and how if one voice can make that big a change, think about how if we all unite, then we can make a huge difference.
So we're coming to the end of our video, but we are going to go around now to all the people who have just been talking, and each of us are going to give a little insight into how we each got involved with the movement. So I will start with myself. So when I heard about the School Strikes for Climate, I was in third year, and I thought this would be a great opportunity because I'd always been aware of how important it was to deal with climate change, but I also felt like in schools we were completely oversaturated with all this information about climate change, but how very little action was being taken by our governments and how little physical activity actually doing things related to climate change we did in school. So I saw joining the Student Climate Action Network, as a brilliant way to demand climate action from our government and also meet like-minded people. And it has been an absolutely brilliant decision, and I've loved every minute of it. So now let's go to Kate.
So same with Toto. I was in third year when I first heard about the movement, and I was really inspired by what Greta Thunberg was doing in Sweden, and I really wanted to get involved myself. My first strike was on March 15th in 2019, but I didn't actually join SCAN until May that year, and I have not regretted it at all. I would really recommend it, and it's a great way to get involved in the movement and to meet other really interesting people.
Now let's go to Smile.
I joined SCAN in first year, and I was really happy that something was happening, you know, because I was also inspired by Greta Thunberg, and I was in my school. Then one day we had a meeting, and I went, and I have not regretted it, and I went to every other meeting since, and I'm very happy that I joined and met so many people who, you know, care about it as much as I do, and who are so motivational and, you know, very inspiring. I have not regretted it, and I would as well really recommend it.
Absolutely, absolutely, 100%. Now let's hear from Mira.
So I actually remember the moment when my mum told me about Greta Thunberg when she'd made the news after starting striking. And I just remember thinking, wow, about time. Like, I don't know why no one had thought of that before. And I was just like, that's incredible. Striking from school, like, amazing. So, like Samaya, I went to meetings at my school, and it's just been amazing. I mean, it's really shown me how, you know, the power of the collective is just so strong, like all of us together. The difference that the people on the streets have made, it's just amazing, and we could have never imagined it. I remember I helped out with the organizing of the first climate strike on March 15th, and we would have never predicted the outcome of it, and we didn't know that it was just getting started. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been so cool to watch it come from kind of inverted commas small beginnings and actually grow into this massive movement and have these massive strikes all across the world and also all across Ireland has been amazing. So we are now going to go and hear from Anna.
How I got involved in SCAN is a bit of a bizarre story, so I'm not going to go into it in detail, but it involved a dance project at my dance studio and a woman called Maria Young, who was very into climate change and the environment. And then I ended up going to the first strike on March 15th, and it was the most incredible feeling just being out there and striking. And then I was at the strike on May 24th as well. And my two friends at that point had joined the organisation, and they were talking about it and everything. And I was like, oh, wow, like that sounds really interesting. So, and I felt like I needed to do something. Like I couldn't just sit back and watch as our government did nothing. I was like, I need to act. I have to do something. So then in August of last year, I joined SCAN. I went to my first SCAN meeting in Cork, and I immediately felt comfortable in the space, and I felt like I was able to talk and I was able to share my opinions. And then we organised for the September 20th strike, and it was just the most incredible feeling that I think it was amazing. It's something will have never felt before, being there amongst a crowd of 7,000, I think we had in Cork, like-minded young people who just feel so passionately about the same thing, and being able to be like, I helped put this together, like I'm part of this, I'm on the right side of history, I'm making a difference. And I just think to be able to say that and to be able to do that and to be able to know that you're making a difference and what we're doing is so important, that I would definitely recommend joining 100%.
Absolutely, completely 100%. So our most recent member is Julie, and although most of us not most of us, but the main two epicenters of SCAN are in Cork and Dublin, we are always looking out for people across Ireland, and we are so pleased when we hear from someone who wants to join who is maybe not from Cork and not from Dublin. So a few weeks ago we heard from Julie, and Julie's going to tell us a little bit more about how she joined and why.
Well, I got involved in climate activism about a year ago, and like the others, I was inspired by Greta Thunberg. So I took part in different protests, and I got involved in the protest in my school, and I got involved in climate action in my school. And then 2 months ago, I saw the SCAN group on Instagram, and I thought the whole network was absolutely amazing. I loved the idea of it, and I thought that I just had to join it. And ever since I have joined it, everyone has been so welcoming, and it's been an amazing place where like everyone is like-minded, and we all want the same thing. We want change and to try and help the world and change the way that the social structure is, and how we're all very denial against climate change, but we want climate action. And I think my dad always says this quote, and I absolutely love it. And it's, be the change that you want to see in the world. And SCAN has helped me to get involved to become the change that I want to see.
Oh, that's so nice. That's lovely. And so, yeah, so whether you're from Donegal, Galway, Meath, Longford, Kerry, we absolutely want you 100% to join, because this is our future. Climate action, protests, they're not going to stop until we get the future that we deserve and we need. So we hope you have absolutely loved our video. We are now going to wrap it up here. If you have any other questions, like I said at the beginning, just put them in the comments below or DM us on Instagram or Twitter, and we will be back to you as soon as possible. So make sure to keep up with all our updates, and if you'd maybe like to join, that'd be brilliant. If you have a few friends who might be interested, bring them along, get them to get in contact. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you at some future climate strikes or some future meetings in the future. Okay, bye.
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 So we're live now. Okay, so that was just a video we recorded the other day. We're really sorry for anyone who might have wanted to come yesterday, because we had to reschedule because of technical difficulties. So we're really sorry about that. But we just wanted to say a quick note about some workshops that we're having. We've got this SCAN workshop week going on tomorrow and the day after. We've got some workshops going on in media skills and campaign strategy. So we've put up an Instagram post about it, and you can find all the information on our Instagram, which is Students Climate Action IE. I think it was put in another slide there. But yeah, it's going on tomorrow and the day after. We already had our first session this morning, but you don't have to attend all three if you can't. If you're age 13 to 17, anyone's welcome. It doesn't matter if you haven't gotten involved with SCAN in the past. So yeah, that's just a note about the workshops. Is there anything else we should talk about? I guess if you guys have any questions, have comments, so just let us know in the future, and we'll be able to get back to you, and we'll message you back on Instagram if you want to get us in contact with us that way, or Twitter, or email, even send us an email. Really good, we'll reply. And yeah, we basically, if you're interested in getting involved in SCAN, as you can probably tell from our very enthusiastic video, 100% we all recommend it. But yeah, if you're interested, email us and DM us on Instagram. We'll forward you a permission form that you can fill out to become a member. And then, as Mira said in the video, you'll get added to the Slack server and you can join our meetings. And then maybe if you want to attend the workshops tomorrow as well, that's how you'd do that as well. Just shoot us an email and we'll let you know. And there's a form for that too. So yeah. So we hope you enjoyed, and we hope you'll consider getting involved.
So yeah, is that it?
Yeah, thank you so much for.
Message as well. Try to get other people to watch our video and try to spread the message of SCAN to get more people included.
Yes.
Definitely, if you guys have any friends or anything that you'd like to get involved, there are no requirements really. You just need to be interested in climate action. Yeah, so definitely bring them along. To our, obviously we can't meet up in person at the moment, but we are at 7 next meeting. So yeah. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And keep up to date with our social medias and everything. Follow us. Share and like the video so that more people can see it. Anybody you think's interested in SCAN, make sure you send it to them. Let them know. I think the video will be staying up on our channel, so they'll definitely be able to watch it. Yeah, and if you're interested in finding out more, we have another video on our channel that we made a couple of weeks ago about just staying involved in climate action during lockdown and everything. So if you're interested in that, go check that. And I think that's for one.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.